Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I see now we got some new folks on. Maybe you were there all along. Good to see you all. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. Y'all, you are in for this one dropped down like I didn't I, anyway. We are going in this morning. I'm going to switch devices and we're going to jump into it. Since we are 8 minutes into it, we're going to go ahead and jump in, everyone, because I'm excited about today. Happy Monday. I know we did not do last week in observance of the holiday. And to be honest with y'all, I was just tired. So I was honoring myself. I was thinking about y'all. It was the hardest thing to do to um, to not jump on and be, but I couldn't be fully present. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I just decided if I couldn't give you my best, then it was not to be given at that time. So I'm so glad you came back this week, though, and we're starting a new series. Are we still we're starting a new series this month in July. So even though we didn't, we will have 3 more weeks left. The fourth week, I may actually ask you all if you can do a Saturday of that week. I'm going to figure out how to do it because that fourth one, I want to get it in, or else, we'll figure it out. But I want to make sure that we take our time to go through this series because it is powerful, and this series is one that is it's an action oriented series. I mean, I feel like they all are, everyone, but this series is really something I want you to be looking at. If this is not just in the moment series, this is a series that I want you to be able to refer back to, something that I want you to share with other people, something that you'll keep in your armamentarium when it's time to um, to make moves and to move forward. So we're going to take our time with this series. And the series is called Exit Strategy. Can y'all put in the chat exit strategy? Put it in the chat. Everybody, I want y'all, this is a interactive day today. So if you need to stretch, if you need to get you some water. If you need to use the restroom, I need you to go ahead and lock in today because today's topic is exit strategy. All right. So let's get into how we got here and what my intentions are with you. There you go, Latanya. Thank you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. I want you to understand that this series is, I'm just getting some stuff up on my computer. Um, it's going to really, I think, be one of the most important conversations that we have had all year. So let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Let me know how my audio is coming over because we're gonna go in on this one. And this exit strategy series is not saying, hey, I want you to quit your job, or I want you to end your marriage, or I'm giving you the how to guide for how you should, make some big, like get out fast kind of situation. I don't want you to see it as that. I want you to see it as this is a way to think about how you live your life, how we go about life. Last series, we were talking about the art of the pivot. And the last topic, if you have not listened to the series, The Art of the Pivot, I want you to go back to the replay at Dr. Jada MD. It's on YouTube. Go ahead and get it now because some of these we're going to actually put into a circle and with so I'd like for you to go ahead and get to it because I feel like we're building on something and I want you to be able to put it in full context and to really use this almost like a curriculum, y'all. So, and my teachers in the bunch, y'all understand it. I may not have all my lessons plans just right, but I want you to see how we're what do y'all call it? Scaffolding or something like that. Anyway, that's what I want you to really begin to see these sessions and these opportunities. I got a yes from one of the teachers. So, and here's the thing. I believe that many of us have become trapped in lives that no longer align with who we are becoming. And we've talked about that, but we're going to take this a little bit further. So I'm not saying every difficult situation has to be abandoned or should be abandoned. That's not what we're saying. What I'm saying is somewhere along the way, we stopped asking ourselves a very important question in situations, circumstances, relationships, in places, in spaces, in roles and titles that we are in or have been in. We stopped asking a very important question, which is not only what is this I'm doing, but what is this costing me? What is this costing me? So I want you to take that and just let that sink in. Let that go. Let's do that again. Let's breathe in. We're going to breathe in a little bit of peace and a little bit of sturdiness because this one may have some ouch moments. Just go ahead and breathe in a bit. When you breathe in, I want you to take your right shoulder back so that you can really get into that diaphragm. So really, like like you're gonna let out a belly laugh. This time we're gonna let in a belly inhale and exhale. So go in with the right shoulder out. Can y'all see me? I've already started. So I want you to push that right shoulder out. Drop your head back with it to that shoulder, and then bring it forward and let it out. You can't even see my shoulder. Let me see if I can help you out. Here we go. All right, right shoulder, right shoulder, right shoulder. Ooh, mine has got some noise today. I want you to take that shoulder, put your hand on your hip. You can stand and do it, or you can sit and do it. I'm sitting and doing it. And then I want you to take that right shoulder, that right elbow, bring it back towards your back, and bring your head back towards it. So your head will rest on that right shoulder. And we're going to do this on the inhale. So let's go in. Hold it and bring that shoulder forward again. Let's do it on the left side, left shoulder. Hand is on your hip. It's kind of just straight in line with your hip. And now you're going to breathe in deeply on a slow inhale. Going to bring the head to the shoulder as we inhale. Hold it at the top and then exhale it. Let's go. You should feel that stretch in your chest wall. Oh, and your scapula and the side of your neck. Now just blow it forward. One more time. Hold it and let that chest wall open and blow it forward. All right, y'all feeling it? How is that? Are you feeling it? Is it feeling good? Is that feeling good to you? I hope so. Because it's feeling good to me. So now that we've breathed in a little bit of peace and exhaled a little bit of pressure as we settle into this morning, I want you to just for 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds for the sake of time, just sit silently. Close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you a question. Where in my life do I feel stuck? So I'm going to ask it to you in second person. Where in your life do you feel stuck? Just let that question, for some of you, you knew right away. For some of you, you knew, but you pushed it to the side because your brain automatically feels like it's permanent and it's too hard to think about. And then you searching for something different. So I'm going to ask the question again and let the first thing that arises be the first thing that arises. Where in your life do you feel stuck? No judgment, it's no fixing, just honesty. But that's it. See, I've noticed something lately, whether I'm talking to patients or executives, business owners like myself, mothers like me, or women who are leading organizations, women who have multiple responsibilities and high level responsibilities. Many are in charge of other people, they're in leadership roles. The stories are often different as to what identities they have, but the pattern is the same. And what is that pattern? People feel trapped. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what car you drive. Some of these people that we're looking at and admiring and want to be like and wonder how they got there, looking with comparison in mind and trying to figure out what was their formula. Trust me, people feel trapped. People are trapped in some ways. Trapped. Trapped in jobs that are draining them. Trapped in relationships that no longer feel emotionally safe, physically safe, or viable, or reciprocal. Relationships that no longer even make sense. And I'm not just talking about male, female, I mean relationships with your boss, relationships with friends, family, people in general that no longer feel good, you know? They're trapped in financial obligations, overextended, um, or many times there are people that have resources, resourceful, and still feel trapped in a mindset of fear, anxiety, worry about losing what they have, trapped in money stories, trapped in unhealthy habits, the very things that are killing you slowly, taking away from your quality of life, costing you your health, your well-being, longevity, and actually costing medications and habits, shopping habits, unhealthy habits that we're trapped in. So many people are trapped inside bodies that are waving red flags every single day. Every single day. Pain, mental clutter, anxiety, worry, depression. And here's what fascinates me about this is most, if not all of these women are incredibly capable people. Incredibly capable. In fact, they are the dependable ones, the responsible ones. Yeah, yeah. The one everybody calls before, during, and after a crisis. The one that we all count on. The strong friend, the strong wife, the one that's got it all together, the one that seems like her marriage is perfect. She's a great mom. She manages to volunteer. She remembers everybody's birthday. She's the one that's always taking one for the team. The strong daughter, the go to, the drop everything, and here I am. Right? The strong leader, the one who has to have the answers on the spot to solve any problem at the drop of a dime. So most of these women are incredibly capable and unstoppable, you know? The ones that we just love to watch in action. But here's the thing, that strength without boundaries, it eventually becomes self neglect, a trap. Okay? So, somewhere many of us confused endurance with health. I'm going to push myself, I'm going to push through it. I'm too busy. I don't have time for an appointment. It'll go away. I've done it, wishing it away. This idea that if I just keep pushing, it'll all just kind of fade to black. And what we've been doing is as we check these boxes and we make it through and we push through and we manage through, what ends up happening is that we ourselves have also drank the Kool-Aid. What do I mean by that? That means we've been applauding ourselves for surviving in survival mode. Let that one sit. We've been applauding ourselves for surviving survival mode. Yeah. And while everyone else is applauding us as well, what was really happening? Remember, I asked you a question in the beginning, a very important question that we have forgotten to ask ourselves as we're surviving survival mode. Do you remember the question? The very first question in this session is that many of us have forgotten to ask ourselves, what is this costing me? So while all of the hand claps and the applause and the accolades, you know what's happening? Our bodies are absorbing the cost. There's a very popular book out. It's been out for years by one of the gurus in what would be considered integrative um, health, so to speak, very big in the emotional and mental well-being space. And the book is called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's an amazing textbook for those of us who are practitioners. It is an awareness book for people who are trying to understand better how they got here and in these disrupted physical, mental, emotional um, states of being that seem unfixable and unexplainable. So a lot of what's happening is while we are, in our survival mode, um, we're overlooking signs, symptoms, notifications, alerts that our bodies are slowly giving us because we no longer really understand or honor those small nuances that become big things. It's a snowball effect. So we've been, in essence, applauded for surviving. And, survival is good. Survival is not a bad goal. However, this perpetual state of promotion for sacrificing, for narrow escapes, for, you know, we're celebrated for carrying everyone else. And so as we think about this absorption and the cost of this, I see it every day. Every day I see it as a physician in the places and spaces where I coach, where I teach. And it's showing up as high blood pressure. Well, what do we say? Oh, everybody in my family has high blood pressure. It was bound to happen. Shows up as weight gain. Oh, I just need to, get back in the gym. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's menopause. Shows up as insomnia. Oh, I just got one more project I got to finish. Or something's going on, and then we realize that we're not sleeping chronically. But then what do? Much of the same. Nothing. Keep surviving it. Months with no sleep, poor sleep, anxiety, knots in your chest, migraines, panic attacks, depression, aches and pains and soreness. Energy level is in the gutter. Abusing sleep. Mm. Well, I know that one. Our hormones are imbalanced. We're pre-diabetic. Oh, I'll just check it later. Or here's another pill. Never thinking that this is something that has to do with my life, my lifestyle, my decisions, and my choices. Chronic fatigue, chronic exhaustion, inflammation, soreness, joint pains, reflux, constipation, hair loss. And what do? We losing hair. So guess what? We go buy some. Well, let me just put it in some. Well, never stopping to think what's behind all of this. What's going on? And here's another one. This is a whole other series that is becoming more and more prevalent. That I'm seeing more and more now than ever. Autoimmune disease. Y'all, this is coming from somewhere. And you know me as a doctor, as a scientist, as a healer, my question is always, I'm always curious as to, but wait, where is this coming from? And we put so much on genetics, but I'm really interested in epigenetics, meaning there's something going on in our environment, how we live, that's superseding our genetic blueprint. It, y'all, we are in crisis, but that's another subject. Let me breathe. The body is often telling the truth long before we are willing to do the same. Our bodies are telling us long before our back is against the wall, long before we're willing to be honest. Our bodies are telling us the truth. So here's what I want to emphasize about that is that every prison doesn't have doors, doesn't have bars. I want you to hear this. Every prison doesn't have metal detectors and handcuffs and having to put money on the books. That's not every prison. Some prisons have salaries. Come on now. I'm going to give you some more examples. Some prisons have titles, right? Some prisons have mortgages that it stretches us and stresses us every month to make. Some prisons have wedding bands, wedding rings. Some prisons have expectations that are amplified, misplaced. Some prisons have obligations, some of which were put on us, and some that we just stepped up to because no one else was. And now we are stuck with them. Okay, so go with me, think deeply. I want you to start thinking about other prisons that don't have bars, that don't have doors, that don't have walls. Some have perfectionism. It's never good enough. It's never ready. It's never acceptable. I'm not going to apply because I don't have all the credentials. I need more credentials. That's what I need. I need more credentials. I should go back to school again. I should go back to, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll get another certificate. I'll join another class. I'll do paralysis analysis, perfectionism, a form of anxiety. Can't move forward because nothing is perfect. So I'll sit here and analyze and analyze and analyze, but I won't take action. Some prisons, the walls are decorated with guilt. On every single wall, there's guilt. On the invisible walls of our hearts and our minds, there's guilt. Guilt for stuff that we don't even have to be guilty about. Old guilt. Guilt that we never had conversations about to even see if we should really be feeling guilty. We just started feeling guilty and never addressed it. And now there's a prison wall and there's a tendency to feel guilty about anything and everything. There's an invisible prison wall because we're living in fear. Fear is a hell of a prison. It's like maximum security prison. Fear. Scared of your own shadow, scared of your own thoughts. Prison. And some prison walls have an identity that you spent years building, but you don't really want that identity anymore. It no longer fits. It's cost too much, but we've forgotten to ask, what is this identity costing me? We don't want this identity anymore, but we've spent the last 20, 30, 40 years building it. How could I not want this identity anymore? People would give their left arm for this identity? Why am I not happy with it anymore? Sometimes our prisons, you fill in the blank. You fill in the blank. Sometimes the prison even isn't just where you are. It's not just a location, so to speak. And I really want y'all to get this. I want you to start to close your eyes and envision a prison with no walls. That means a state of being that feels trapped, unmovable, where you have no say so. And what happens in these invisible traps is that the prison really isn't the location. It's who, let me give you this. It's who you have become to survive there. Let that sink in. Parts of yourself that have had to die off in order to stay in the prison of survival mode. Parts of you you had to put on hold in order to stay in survival mode. To survive survival mode, there are parts that had to be faked, parts that had to be made up, parts that had to be pushed to the limits. So it's it's it and it's tiring. Being in survival mode, let's be honest, it's tiring. That's how you know. If not tiring, maybe we should really be honest and say exhausting. It's exhausting to become the person who never rests. It's exhausting to be the person who never asks for help. Those are prison walls. It's exhausting to be the person who never says no, the person who never slows down, the person that never lets anyone see you struggling. You're the rescuer, remember, the fixer. And yes, that version of you may have helped you to survive, but at what cost? What cost? Oh, I feel us going over, y'all. I'm so sorry. If you can't stay, if you can't stay, stay. If you can't stay, catch the replay. So I'm going to say something today that may make you uncomfortable. And I know this is a no pressure zone, and it still is. So you could take it or leave it. But I want you to hear this. Nobody is coming to save you. And that's gonna feel real uncomfortable to people who have a strong religious background. And I'm gonna rub up against it today. Those that have even a strong faith background, we take religion out. We'll often, well, God's gonna do it, God's gonna do it. God gives us free will. So no one is coming to rescue you from your prison. It's your prison. Prisons. A lot of times people don't even know the invisible bars that are making up your prison walls. They're not even aware. So how can you expect somebody to come and save you if you don't even let people know that you need saving? So nobody is coming to rescue you from your invisible prison. Not your boss, not your spouse, not your children, not your therapist, even, not your coach, not your pastor. They can't rescue you. And not me. I'm here for you, but I can't. Nobody can rescue you. People can support you. People can encourage you. People can love on you. But no one can make a decision for your life except you. You're the only one. You're the only one. Because sometimes we're waiting for circumstances to change before we change. We're waiting for someone to apologize. We're waiting for recognition, waiting for confidence, waiting for a sign, waiting for permission. And for the perfectionist, waiting on the perfect time. Perfect timing where everything's lining up, we waiting, and waiting. Every day it's a reason, waiting for so and so to get out of school. You know, he ain't got but one more year. Waiting for so and so to get out my pocket. Waiting for somebody to step up. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Meanwhile, guess what? Life keeps moving on. The calendar keeps changing week after week, month after month, year after year. And in some cases, some of these prisons, you've gotten a 10-year sentence. And in some cases, a life sentence in these invisible prison walls that we have built. Let's be honest. We've gotten ourselves there, and now we feel trapped. Because life keeps moving. Your body keeps aging. Stress keeps accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. And now there's more to survive in survival mode. And before you know it, another year has quietly slipped away. And it's looking like the last year and the year before that. Oh, but wait, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to turn my whole life around. I'm going to fix it all. I'm just waiting for January 1st and everything's going to be right. I'm going to get myself together. I'm going to take care of my body. I'm going to make decisions. I'm cutting people off. I'm doing this. I'm going to apply for something. January 1st comes and goes. And guess what? It's another year and another year and another year. There comes a point where staying, listen to what I'm about to tell you. There becomes a point where staying in prison, staying on the job, staying in the relationship, staying in this body is more painful than leaving. So guess what? What does that leave you with? The first step in the exit strategy. The first step in the exit strategy. Y'all want to know what it is? Somebody put some guesses in the chat. The first step is the decision. The decision, the deciding. That's the first step. Because here's what I want you to understand. An exit strategy doesn't need to begin with action. It's going to begin with a decision, with clarity, with just a drawing a line in the sand. So before you resign, before you separate, before you change careers, and I'm not suggesting you doing anything. I'm putting this out here, y'all, before you lose the weight, before you launch the business, you first decide. You decide. It's a decision, a line in the sand. This is where you stop negotiating with yourself. Stop it. Stop the back and forth. Just decide. Pick. And one day I'll tell you about the rest of my methodology when I talk about a decision. After you make the decision, I want to make this distinction between decision and choice. This is important, and we'll talk about this later in another series. The decision is pinpoint one thing, is just decide. And in order for that decision to give you results, you have to make choices that align with the one decision that you've made. If you've decided to lose weight for the last time, all of your choices have to line up with that to get the results. If you decided to build your bank account back up, guess what? All of your choices have to align with that one decision. In other words, I'm telling you, it's not that deep. It's one decision. One decision that you make. So what is that? What is that decision? What is that first step? What is that thing that you get to that says, I cannot continue to live like this? I have a personal saying that this ain't it. I don't know what is, but this ain't it. Just that alone starts to bring clarity and make a decision. This ain't it. I'm not doing this anymore because this ain't it. So that's where freedom begins. Not on the outside, not because you enroll other people in your exit strategy. It comes from the decision. So listen, this week, I'm not asking you to make any dramatic moves. I'm asking you to become radically honest. I want you to journal on two questions. What is my yes? What matters enough that I'm willing to protect it? Is it your peace? Is it your health? Is it your marriage? Is it your spouse? Is it your purpose? Is it your children? Is it your integrity? Is it your joy? What am I ultimately saying yes to? What am I ultimately saying yes to? And then everything else becomes clearer. The question two is, what has become my no? What no longer gets to access me? What no longer is working in my life? Maybe it's chronic overworking. Maybe it's your open door policy. Maybe it's rescuing everyone. Maybe it's, you know, chronically being broke for passing out money, self abandonment, guilt. I don't know. Maybe it's the perfectionism. I don't know why we on perfectionism. It keeps coming up. Yeah, I know why, because many high level folk are perfectionists. Yeah, one way or the other. Maybe it's people that undermine your talent, undermine your gifts, undermine your purpose, undermine your abilities, your capabilities, undermine your dreams, your ideas. Maybe it's an environment, it's a surrounding. Maybe there's something that you know is very clear. In anytime you're in that environment, your energy drains, your heart drops, your heart's racing, your nerves are bad. Come on, how many signs does the body have to give us? So that as we think about this decision, this one decision, and you don't have to act on it. This is a thought, this is an exercise towards another step. Maybe there's time now, maybe it's another time, maybe this is commentary for a year or two from now. But just think about how we spend our yeses and our nos. Are they meaningful? Are they potent? Are they clear? Or are they rash and instantaneous and self-sacrificing? So as we wrap up today, we went over. Today, it wasn't much about making your exit. Today is really just about making a decision and questioning, is there a decision that I want to make? Is there something that's costing me more than I'm willing to pay? Because without a decision, there is no direction. So next week, we'll get a little bit more practical and we're going to drill down into how to execute an exit strategy. Because leaving isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's just strategic. Sometimes it's slow. Sometimes it's one conversation, one boundary. Leaving our old bodies behind could be one doctor's appointment. Leaving our old mindset and emotional damage and nervous dysregulation, all of that could be one therapy session away. It could be one courageous no, one resume away. We'll talk about ways that, not just ways, because this is not about that, but it's just how to leave with wisdom. Leave these traps, these prisons with wisdom, not with impulse, but with wisdom. And how to prepare ourselves emotionally, financially, mentally, and spiritually. And most importantly, how to avoid leaving one unhealthy situation for another one. Because often that will happen because it's us. We create these prisons. So it's up to us to get out of them. And because we've operated in them so long that we find ourselves, as I told one person, from the frying pan to the skillet. So our goal isn't necessarily to escape a problem or situation, circumstance. Our goal really is to become free. So I want to leave you with this. Freedom, it doesn't begin the day you leave. Freedom begins the day you stop abandoning yourself, giving up on yourself, tolerating. The day you say, hey, my body is talking to me. My spirit is talking to me. It's been talking to me. Freedom begins the day that you say, hey, my peace has been trying to get my attention and I've been ignoring it. But I've been ignoring it. So our question is, what have you decided? So I want you to leave this session, take a deep breath, exhale fear, breathe in possibility. Let this sink in. If you have 2 to 3 minutes after we're done to just journal really quickly. Journaling doesn't require a whole paragraph dissertation. It could be bullet points, word clouds. It could be one word on a page with a big old circle around it. You simply just have to decide, I'm no longer willing to stay where I am. Because what? Because this ain't it. All right, y'all, you have a beautiful week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll see you next Monday, right here on the Weekly Exhale, where we pick back up on our July series, Your Exit Strategy. Until then, I want you to live with a big exhale. Live lighter and carry less, y'all. Bye for now. And if you feel like this resonated with someone that you may know, share this replay at Dr. Jada, MD, and invite them to join next week. All right, y'all. I love you.